Hello guys, and welcome back to the Epicenter Major Regional the day after two exciting matchups, both including Fnatic. We bid adieu to our beautiful partners, and we get to watch a different team, also one of the favorites in these qualifiers. It's TNC versus EVOS coming up next in an exciting best of one. Your cast for today, myself, the Swordfish, and Gareth. Let's get into the draft right to see what the teams are picking up today. Oracle and Earthshaker, the picks for TNC Predator, and EVOS will start with a Jakiro Leshrac. So EVOS, as per usual, going their own way. What's the meta? I don't care. I pick my heroes. And Jakiro and Leshrac do have some very nice synergy. They're starting out with a good bout of magical damage, some very good physical as well coming out from the Leshrac. Good lane presence. And of course, the pushing power that they both put into the table. Now with a Razor, EVOS is clearly going for the lineup they've been going for this whole tournament, which is we want to propose first. We might have a very small window opportunity, but if we manage to succeed, nobody can stop us. With heroes like Leshrac, Razor, and now Jakiro to stabilize your lanes, you actually have a pretty decent laning stage and a good transition into the mid game. But TNC Predator, they can go for many heroes still to counter this Razor, and we have seen this hero be useless before. Earthshaker and Oracle are the first two picks, very consistent picks, but they will want to take some early game kills. And now the Terrorblade for TNC. No Raven in this team, but Gabby can still play this hero pretty well, and a pretty there we go, and a pretty decent hero in general. Not the great against Razor and lane, nor against the Leshrac, but does give you the late game viability I was talking about.
Yeah, mid-game, Terrorblade matches up decently against the Razor.
Yeah, he does.
Sure enough, you have the kind of AoE magic damage to try and clear illusions, but once he gets a few stat items, Razor does suffer pretty tremendously up against him. And you've got Oracle there with the save onto TB to allow the Sunder to come through no matter what. A number of saves from Oracle even.
The reflection is really powerful at stopping the Razor in the mid game, which is really nice. You stop a couple melee heroes. I like the Tiny pick though. We're still not sure how they're going to lane it, and usually with Razor and Tiny and whatever they're going to pick next, you keep the lanes flexible. You do have last pick, so you're the one that proposes that last, and TNC is going to have a really tough time drafting against you. They might just choose to draft in their own draft and ignore what you're seeing down bottom. It's usually a strategy when you see these kind of variable cores.
But it's another draft from EVOS that has that kind of small window where they come out of the laning stage, they feel strong, they get there. Like it's a one-item timing hit basically, right? The Blink Dagger on Tiny. Some stat items into BKB on Razor, Lesh with potentially Atos into Greaves. You know, you're looking at that 25 to 35 minute window again for EVOS to potentially try and close out the game, if not put yourself in a prominent lead up against TNC. But I think this puts TNC on the front foot drafting-wise, because they can see this massive amount of magic burst damage, the push power from Lesh and Jakiro, laning presence from Razor and Tiny. It is all very linear. It is all very standard and easy to understand and potentially counteract. With someone like Batrider, they know that they can catch these frontline heroes, the Razor.
Because usually the goal or after this timing window, the only thing they really have is essentially choke the enemy team to death and hope that they can't get farm and you win it eventually. But you don't have the pushing power. They were lacking that before. And now with Leshrac and Jakiro, you have a very consistent pushing power without committing a core to it. Even Tiny adds to it. And you always have the option if you want to win early for the Razor Axe, of course. So EVOS has a much better lineup for what they want to do. And with the last pick as well, they can also win that mid lane if assuming both Tiny and Razor are not going mid, which that really depends. It depends on what the matchup is going to be. EVOS has much more control over this draft. So I'm liking it better than what we've seen until now. They did win the last game with a very similar draft of we have a small window and they were effective, but they did have a Morphling there to be able to stabilize in the late game. They banned the Storm Spirit, which is interesting as the last ban.
I'm wondering how they lane things up here, because currently it looks like either it's a Tiny 4 or they're holding their position 4 until the final pick.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, it's Leshrac 4 then, no? You can always run Leshrac 4, Jakiro 5.
I'm not sure I like Lesh 4 without a guaranteed stun.
I guess
What's
that's
like tiny avalanche? Yeah, it's okay, but well, like landing a split earth into that is pretty awkward.
Radiant team.
You know, I like the kind of Sand King Lesh or Sven Lesh.
fair enough. I mean, I guess EVOS can just run whatever is convenient to them, seeing this last pick. Like, we'll see now with TNC Predator. That Stormband, though, might indicate some cheesy here. Like, Mark Warden, for example. You might want to go for the Tinker as well. I mean, we don't see him, but just because it's EVOS, I'll guess whatever.
There's a bat and an Earthshaker, though, so that vision,
Yeah, I wouldn't like to see the Tinker, but
reach and catch is there.
10 seconds
it's just an interesting band to see. I know that, obviously, our Melt does love that Storm, but we have seen it as third phase pick.
Dire team pick.
Do we see them go back for OD? So Sniper.
Maybe not. Not with a Sniper there. Interesting.
I was thinking TNC go for OD.
Oh, okay. But the Sniper here with the preemptively countering a lot of heroes he wants to run in the mid lane. But now you could still run the Razor. And he's not bad against Sniper. I've seen Tiny's withstand the Sniper as well.
Still pretty rough.
Yeah, it is. Tiny definitely does not have a good
10
matchup.
seconds
The Razor,
remaining.
though, can run you down, especially if you go for an early movement speed build. We've seen some Razors even go
5
for like
seconds remaining.
a Windlace plus boots, which you later turn into drums, just to run down the Sniper. And you do take away his damage quite easily. You're forced to go for Wraithband build anyway as Sniper, so you usually have a bit of a window there as Razor to take him down. Or you can just pick up a hero. I mean, there's very few...
You need gap close here.
You don't have the co-op. You could go for the Puck, which is actually not bad against Terrorblade either. Not the biggest fan, though. Honestly, Arc Warden is a pretty decent matchup as well, but I don't think we're going to see the Arc Warden in this game.
They put the Lesh 3, Tiny 4, Jakiro 5, Razor 1 or 2. Oh, it's...
You're very confident this time. Actually, Tiny 4 against Sniper would be quite perfect.
backs against the walls.
Choose your hero.
That's pseudo gap close. Naga Song with Jakiro combo. It's an old school one. Decent at getting in on top of that sniper, catching the TB off guard, stopping initiation from Cuckoo's bat. All round, it's a decent pick, I feel, but it's one of those picks where you definitely feel like you were behind in the draft and you tried to come back and balance things out. And when you have last pick, when you have that actual last 10th pick, you don't want to be coming back and evening things out. You want to be coming back and getting the advantage in at least one of your lanes.
Yep.
I feel like TNC have the upper hand across the board.
I'm not the biggest fan of the Naga Siren pick, I agree. The damage against Terrorblade is quite decent, but Terrorblade does beat you up in the late game anyway.
10 seconds remaining.
And Sniper's main source of damage, so he's going to be less free, like you were saying, in the
5
Tiny 4.
seconds remaining.
Sniper's main source of damage is magical, right? It's from the headshot, really. It's not necessarily your physical damage, especially because you go for Maelstrom. So Naga Siren's high armor, which is usually one of the defining traits of the hero, useless against the Sniper. EVOS. This time, though, they don't have the smallest window, though. Naga... Well, no, that's not true, because you're up against it terribly. Again, I'm just not the biggest fan of EVOS' draft. I agree with you. They can do a lot with the pushing power, though. Naga Siren's timing is much quicker than Terrorblade. You only need Manta-style Diffusal Blade, and you're good. So if you can deal with the Sniper using the Razor, because he does have an okay matchup if you play it properly.
Yeah, I think they got caught in the trap of reacting to this TNC draft. When you have last pick,
yep,
you don't really want to be, reacting off the back of this Razor third pick. Which picking Razor that early on when you don't see, a Jug or a Lifestealer or anything like that. They got picked before the TB even, right?
Yep.
Razor has fallen off in terms of draft priority for a large reason. He's, yes, can fall back into the jungle. Yes, he does decently in lanes. He's very timing and item reliant in coming out of that laning stage with a good advantage. If he can get that, could put Team EVOS in good stead here to take this game. But I think it will be this man at the front. I'm glad that Tiny's up at the front of that stack lead large, because the position for Tiny needs to get a lot done in this laning stage.
Yeah, we'll see how that Tiny does. I think the Tiny actually has a pretty decent matchup against Sniper mid, though. Not the Tiny mid, like Tiny support. You can easily toss the Sniper, and if you toss the Sniper, he's done. And it's not like Razor. Like, all you need to do is Razor plus a field level 1, really, and has a huge range. You should catch the Sniper with that. And then once you catch the Sniper with that, you're able to easily get the toss off with the Avalanche, ideally. So they have a lot of kill potential for the Sniper. They can definitely balance the lanes in their favor. But like you're saying, window of opportunity is limited. And at the same time, the Razor pick is just not that strong. The strength of the Razor pick used to be that you used to pick him early-ish, because you can go carrier off lane or even mid, and you don't really care. You can do well in all these lanes. But now a lot of the heroes that are coming out are also Razor counters. I don't really care that much about him. And I wouldn't even say Terrible has the worst matchup against Razor. Yes, in lane he's pretty bad, but later on Metamorphosis kills him. And the extra Metamorphosis damage is always strong enough that Razor cannot really beat him. Especially because his early game damage is mostly physical.
Yeah, Razor to me feels very much like a ranged Monkey King, where in lane you have this swing potential where one way or the other you're going to get an advantage or you're going to get absolutely destroyed. Yeah, I don't care anymore.
Wow. Ooh, going against the grain.
Going against the chat
Gareth,
wheel. I'm going to talk over the chat wheel. IDC. Yeah, Razor's a very swingy hero.
I'm loving this, by the way. This is why I like watching Dota. Not the orangutan kiss, sorry. The good luck, the hearts. See? Aww.
Friendly people.
It's so cute. It's nice. I like the sportsmanship.
Let's play some Dota. Tim's Earthshaker.
30 seconds to battle.
That's Tim's Earth. Oh, wait. Sorry. I heard Earth and I thought Tiny's made out of rocks, and that was my mind thinking this is the Earthshaker.
Brain lag.
Yeah. Sorry, that's a constant thing for me. EVOS seems to be running a...
just for the bounty.
Yeah, just for the bounties. Okay, yeah.
There's no way you leave a Naga or a Razor alone, I don't think. There's Naga top right. Yeah, Wonder Kid.
I mean, actually, I think the best matchup, or the best thing you can do with the Naga is put enough pressure in the off, or in the opposite lane, so a Naga has a 1v1 matchup, because that's what she wants, ideally, right? You don't actually want to babysit her.
Not against the bat, though.
Well, then, not against. Oh, you can just spell with Barry.
One cooldown, like 45-second cooldown, level 1. That's not happening.
Oh, no, you're talking. It's just nothing.
It's not, I'm telling you now, it's not happening.
Just wait 50 seconds for the next last hit, right?
Yeah.
You're consistent lasting every 50 seconds.
Oh, I've got 3 stacks of napalm on me. Better use this 40-second cooldown. God damn it.
And also, it reduces your effectivity in lane by a lot.
But even Naga's groaning at you.
They're trying to catch Cuckoo. They were going to skill the toss, but for now, keep it.
Cuckoo gets the TP back to his tier 1. No problems. So Tiny Razor in that matchup mid. Armel just going to try and dodge the static link, yes?
No, that's correct. But you can't dodge it, you want to break it, right?
Yeah.
And
avoid the duration.
Sniper doesn't have the easiest matchup. I think I was telling you earlier, the Razor needs to go for... Usually you go for the double Wraith Pen, it's okay, but the movement speed build here is a bit more important. Even one point in a stable current early, and there's a Tiny immediately. Unfortunately, he tosses without the static link being available. So even with his body block, it's just not that effective. This could have been much better with a static link available. And why?
Even with static link, I don't know if they kill him.
He would have been gaining a fair amount of damage.
Just don't think you get enough hits in anyway. I mean, it would have been maybe closer.
And you at least force some regen out. He has no regen, right? So you would force him to go to, or even commit suicide sometimes to go back to lane. Top lane, though, I feel is having trouble. This is the first Metamorphosis, so they want to take advantage of it.
Look at AU there. Gets a fraction of a second to glimpse of the lash. Gets the Fortune's End in.
He's quick on those fingers. Fissure as well, catching a veil. Doesn't matter, Split Earth. That even hit.
And they give it to Gabby. TB gets it, and then they've got pressure on the tier 1. Tiny does a good job dragging the creep wave along to the side. Triple range creeps would have absolutely railed away at that tier 1 tower.
That sloppy ragged kiss gets me every time. It's disgusting. Why is that a sound effect? I don't understand how they found out that they can give sloppy kisses. that's the worst. Second worst sound effect after the sloppy ragged kiss.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's gonna be a musical lane to start off with, right? You want... Oh, they seem to want the TV versus Naga match. TNC there. Interesting. And it's up better up top. And Banner versus Lesh is super strong matchup, right? Well, nothing Lesh can really do. Split Earth will never hit the Pat Rider. You're even forced to go for a point of Lightning Storm just to stop it.
Lesh have a level 1 Blightstone.
Yeah, he does. Yes, he does. Which is why he's completely useless against... No, he's adding some damage to Terribly.
Maybe he felt that he was going to get the 1v1 against the Bat Rider and Blightstone plus Edict.
No, because he's trying to... Like, he's swapping lanes, so he's trying to evade the Bat Rider as much as he can.
Yeah, I just mean like at the start of the game, maybe they felt that was what was going to happen.
I mean, Blightstone's still useful against the Terrorblade, just because you're reducing a bit so Edict can actually deal some damage, right?
Yeah.
It's never bad to have Blightstone in ranged hero. At least that's why we see it so much in Age of Prophet. And we could see a medallion. Unless if you don't have the best of lanes, right? I mean, it's not ideal, obviously, but poor man's Lesh is a thing.
I mean, it definitely fits in with their item planning, right?
That toss is quite nice with the avalanche combo. Tim's received quite a lot of damage, and the dual breath should be able to kill him. Yep. So Cuckoo sets up, and unfortunately, mirror image. Oh, actually, only 6 seconds more. He might be able to use it to dispel the sticky napalm. 40-second cooldown doesn't seem so long. Magic Stick is ready, and look at that, the spell.
Yay!
What can I say? I was right all along.
He did it.
He did it. Now it's sticky. Now it's just to wait 40 more seconds. It's not the worst thing to use against Banner though. It's worse if you don't have any dispels. Bottom lane, they do catch a veil. Unfortunately for the life of AU, that doesn't seem like a fair trade. Gabby switched to Metamorphosis, wants to kill Vlaiku, 3 more hits.
Yeah.
The last one, can't get it in time. Had Magic Stick anyway, so he should have survived. I think he saw it at the end, and that's why he didn't chase.
That's meta used by the TV. Try and drag this wave back, secure all that CS, and make sure that the 2 Dire heroes don't get any experience out of that little back-to-back kills.
He's trying to use it off cooldown as well, which gets you the maximum effectivity out of the lane. Oh, sorry about that. So I missed the Jakiro kill up top.
Cuckoo just putting that pressure on.
Oh wow, that's... I didn't hear that line before. Which one of you wants to take me for a ride, Jakiro? Wow. It is oddly sexual, that ride. I was not aware of that. And how's this Blade matchup going?
Yeah, it's dead even, right? Farm trade.
Oh, you're not even going for the anti-sniper build, going for the full farming build. Okay. I mean, then you just don't have kill potential though against them. It is unstable current.
The Jakiro stacking. I really need Jakiro to be stacking camps.
He is stacking.
Good. And then the Razor can come back here and farm through multiple camps. Jakiro missing out on the bounty rune timing though. Nighttime hits. Bounties do go 2 for 2. Oh, is that a bottle? Okay, it's 3 for 1 actually. Cuckoo grabs 2 of them. As Tiny only takes up 1 with his bottle. Brown Boots bottle, Tiny. Pretty good start for him.
It is. Probably net worth quickly. We'll see that he's actually above the Batter in terms of farm. Batter is not doing too hot, honestly. Pun not intended. Cuckoo there with a sticky napalm. Gets the stack though. Did he make this stack or was this for Nagasar? It seems like he would be for Batter because it's this one specifically, right? You never stack this camp if you have a Batter in the enemy team.
Exactly.
He did receive a lot of damage from the creeps though, so he's forced to either... Oh no, he has Shrine. Never mind.
He has Shrine, he has Firefly back up in 10.
Yep.
And Creep Wave's reaching his tier 1, so he's got plenty of farm to go back in on.
Nice toss. Catches AU, uses the creeps for extra damage, but unfortunately there's no follow-up. Yeah, see, the using the creeps for extra damage is nice if you don't have to use the block edict afterwards, which spreads around, so... Not ideal. Ideally, the toss would put you in a bad position, and it should be an easy kill for Lush, though.
And here's why, you know, we see there directly why it's such an awkward draft from EVOS. Yes, you have these cool niche little moves that you can do, but unless you can land the, you know, tiny toss with the avalanche and the split earth and the ice path all perfectly and line it up spot on as they're meant to be. Is that 10 HP escape from Razor? Yeah, nice.
Thanks to the haste rune, now down bottom.
And he's got some stacks going.
Down bottom, they're gonna catch Zakiro. Oh no, it's actually going to be a attack on AU, and they do get the kill, but Avil loses his support there.
They got the toss into Split Earth, they got the combo. It's difficult to pull off, but they managed to do it.
Good job. When you get a support for support kill, and losing your Tiny I think is actually not that good, just for a Lesh. The immediate TP from Vlaiku to that middle lane, just to have some experience. These tips, and actually can kill him with Facehugger. Static Link immediately used, the Fissure won't get out with the Avalanche, annoying Tims. And Facehugger will just get this kill with his auto attacks. Good job there. Nice toss. That's why you want to use the early Tiny. But Facehugger doesn't have too much HP, so it's a bit of a tall order to actually kill the sniper.
That refreshed mid ward on the Radiant side ramp, mid lane. The Dire one have placed, they've placed a kind of new ward to refresh the vision in the mid lane. Catches a glimpse of the Earthshaker rotating in.
My camera just doesn't want to see the ward. Yeah. It is an offensive ward again. I mean, I think it's actually one of the better wards against the sniper. You really want to put some pressure early on when he's still not wanting to rotate, right? And we have seen some snipers play quite aggressively. In fact, we saw a geek from sniper, wasn't it? Mushi? Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Where he was... I remember seeing a sniper way where he actually went for the take aim, no assassinate build. And you just use the take aim as your assassinate per se.
Oh, really?
And you rotate much more. And
that's not mana efficient.
What? What? I don't care about mana. It's 30 mana for 175.
No points in assassinate at all.
Well, you go from points to assassinate like level 9 and 10.
That's not mana efficient. Like, so you have a mana pool, right?
Yeah, I know you have a mana. I know how total works.
But you want to. I mean, you want to use your mana pool with the spells you have.
Yeah.
So having a mana pool and not using spells is inefficient mana usage.
Oh, okay, I see your point, but the logic behind that... Oh wait, actually there's a team fight going on the bottom lane. I think Cuckoo's trying to get a kill. Fatesig will save him from the avalanche. The point behind that was that Sniper did a pretty decent lane, because that's why you pick Sniper, you win the lane. It was last pick. and they got Maelstrom early, and you just used to take aim for more damage. It's actually more damage than Assassinate. It was not a bad idea, and the sniper could
No
rotate
way is
early.
it more damage than Assassinate.
If you get the Maelstrom proc with an early, like, 4 Wraith Band Maelstrom sniper, yeah, man. Totally. Have you seen a 4 Wraith Band sniper? It's absurd.
320 magic damage on Assassinate.
Well, yeah, but, you know, you have to count the 25% magic resist, right? So that's, like, what, down to 260? And the 1.5 second charge time? I was looking at your screen now.
It's in German, dude.
Yeah, that's what confused me. That was exactly it.
I don't like it. It's like I don't like going passives level 1 on any hero when you have the ability to cast spells. Like Luna, I feel bad going for Luna Blessing level 1, even though I know it's...
What about Monkey King? Do you go for level 1 stun? Are you that person?
No.
Okay.
So there are some exceptions, right? But there's still the same thought process where it is.
Toss. Get a kill on the snipe? No, they can't. That was way too hopeful. Nice rotation there to maybe kill Facehugger.
The random TB rotation.
Yeah.
Tier 1, thank you very much.
I mean, Gabby with Metamorphosis is quite strong. Facehugger stands the high gun, hoping to stand his ground. Close by is White Mon, who gets an Ice Path off for what? And a Tiny TPing into a potential suicide if they want to fight this. They want the bottom lane of Vil also being slightly harassed by the Bat Rider, but no further aggression. So yeah, please tell me about your obsession with mana. With mana efficiency.
Like, so... You can do the correct, like the optimal play on Monkey King 9 times out of 10 is to go passive level 1, right? Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean that it's still not, you know, mana inefficient. You still have mana inefficiency by making the optimal play or build.
Yeah, I see your point. Like it is, but sometimes you just want more. I don't care about the mana. You know, it's not League. It's not about just using your spells all the time.
It is though. That's how you play Dota. You cast your spells. Just cast your spells.
Yeah, but there's timings and everything. Are you the Nature's Prophet that just move Wrath of Nature as soon as it's off cooldown?
Sometimes you have to.
Oh Jesus Christ! This is. I'm never playing with you.
What's your MMR? I'm gonna MMR check you right now.
I'm not gonna. Please do not ever check.
I'm MMR checking you right now.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's not. It's just a number.
So if we add our MMRs together, do we reach 7k? Do you have at least 1.5k MMR?
I definitely have at least 1.5.
So yeah, we put our MMRs together and we reach at least 7k.
I'm not gonna lie. I was stumped there in the maths, and I just didn't want to reveal. So yeah, we do reach 7k. That's all I'm gonna say. At least 1.5k. Is that a good enough?
That's fine.
Threshold? Yeah.
Don't you worry.
I'm considerably above 1.5, by the way. Before people start calling me Crusader caster.
Big newbie.
Actually, don't know. Is 1.5k Crusader?
I have literally no idea. I always forget the names of the lower ranks, like Archon and Crusader. I don't know what they mean.
See, in South America, Dota's such a big thing that it's an insult. So like, it actually was used by a politician because they wanted to connect with the youth, and they called that politician a herald. And they didn't know what it meant.
Yeah. How old is
there's a clip. Well, like 50, man. I think his advisor just told him, like, yeah, herald is an insult here.
Oh my goodness.
And they called him, like, you're stupid as a herald. And apparently that was like a...
Nice.
Clip.
Yeah.
Right?
How do you do, my fellow kids?
How do you do, my fellow kids? I'm one of you.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
How's this game going? Seems pretty dead even, but EVOS
it's not. TNC is winning by quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, 3k net worth lead 5-4. It's not a massive lead for TNC 12 minutes in, but the fact that they have a lead at all and EVOS aren't snowballing out of lanes, that's where the kind of detrimental action comes into play.
I mean, you're winning every single one of your lanes. You have a terribly that it's also leading in terms of net worth. Everything is going your way as TNC.
And EVOS needed an early
lead,
a win out of the laning stage. They don't have it, so if this Naga doesn't click into place in the next 5-6 minutes and start winning team fights with Song into Jakiro combo, with a Razor there, with whatever items he's got, I think EVOS might be losing this in 20-25 minutes. Because Terrorblade's going to be knocking on the doors of every single one of your towers in the next 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, the issue here is that you have a Naga Siren who is supposed to, outvalue a Terrorblade at this point in the game, so you have to be at least one item ahead, essentially, but Terrorblade's slightly above you already. He's going to out-farm you for sure, because Naga Siren farms quickly, but Terrorblade is absurd, especially with the map control that you should have.
Oh, Earthshaker's 400 off Blink.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna... There is one saving grace here for EVOS, which is that Naga combo, right, with a sock.
What does Tiny have? If Tiny is anywhere near Blink, then maybe we're looking at a decent game from EVOS, because his jump capability onto heroes like Sniper. Oracle, I think, is a big one as well. 1,000 gold off the Blink Dagger as Whitemon gets picked off by Sniper in the mid lane for Jakiro.
Yeah. That,
Sad boy.
it's not really that big a deal though. It's just a support kill. But there's the fact that TNC can get these pickoffs where you don't really. I mean, you have a bad rider, so you have an okay pickoff potential. But you're not really the team that should be proposing or anything. You're actually quite happy just farming around. And we actually see a Mask of Madness Sniper. Now, this is something I haven't seen in a while. Huh. I mean, it works in auto chess, so I don't see why it shouldn't work here.
I thought you said you hated that game.
Yeah, you know what? I downloaded the mobile version yesterday.
Oh, did you actually? I considered it, but I don't want to, have my...
I don't want to say anything about it. It's just in Chinese.
Oh.
And I have to guess everything.
Unlucky.
I really wish I spoke Chinese. I'm sorry, like, it's my fault. I'm an uncultured swine. I don't speak Chinese, but... Yeah, it's not... What does that mean?
I don't understand. It's the most important phrase. I was like, I do not know. It basically means I'm an idiot and I can't understand Chinese.
I mean, yeah, I could just do that with my face. I don't need a word for that. Lyku. There's a shrapnel going his way, and yeah, Lyku's... Wow. The damage is good for these guys, and Sniper is also... He is starting to go into that space grading role quite nicely with the Mask of Madness. It's a very early game peak. If you go for Maelstrom, you have much more farming potential, but the Mask of Madness allows you to give some space to your Terrorblade. Not like you're too concerned, though, because EVOS is playing incredibly passive.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I feel like they have to. Like, if they step forward, if they overstep even, and they lose a team fight, the game just completely slips out of their hands. Like, it's already slipping. The avalanche is coming. If they, make any loud noises or if they take the wrong step, it could come crumbling down. So they have to be very tentative with how they move around this map, especially when Cuckoo moves aggressively with a lasso back. The Fisher blocking off the advance. The Echo Slam there with Naga trapped inside. Tries to get off the song. Will survive, but the damage over time, okay, she'll live and TP out. The rest of her team, it appears, will make their escape as Avil is the one sacrificed by the TP to the shrine. Here comes Cuckoo yet again. After that, assassinate from Sniper. Facehugger is low, but they can't catch up. Cuckoo doesn't have the move speed, doesn't have the damage, doesn't have the reach. So Razor TP's back home.
That... You're having to use a song defensively now, which is already pretty bad if you're...
Yeah.
It's the only proposition. And this is another problem with the lineup these guys have. You don't really have an offlaner that gives you much initiation. Your offlaner is more of a win more offlaner. So what? You'll set into Split Earth, great. You have one person stunned ideally. That's it. You're going to catch a battery here in the mid lane. Kazuko makes a slight misstep with his positioning.
That's a good pickoff.
It's a good pickoff, but still, how do you win afterwards,
Like, the thing for me now is, like, where does Naga go? Does Naga just push out the mid lane and then fall back into jungle? They don't have any positive maneuvers that they can actually pull off. They're always on the back foot. That kill there on Cuckoo, it wasn't them going out and looking for the kill, it was Cuckoo walking into them, right? And kind of handing them the kill because he was pressuring the lanes. And Cuckoo dying there, he doesn't mind too much about dying because he does exactly that. He forces 3-4 heroes mid. Naga Siren isn't farming as effectively as she would like. You're defending bottom lane. Avil has to sit on that tier 1. And in the meantime, what are TNC doing? They're farming. Sniper's getting up. Yep. TB's nearly at 10k net worth. We're 17 minutes in and he's absolutely racking up the CS. And it's becoming very spooky for EVOS to even step foot in this Radiant jungle, even with the vision that they've got. With these nice little observer wards placed pretty deep.
Well, it's because the idea here, right, would be that you have Naga farming and you let the Razor and the Lesh, ideally, hunt down heroes, right, with the 2 supports joining them at times.
Yeah.
But first of all, it's kind of difficult because your 2 supports are not that great at hunting down heroes.
What does Lesh have, item-wise?
Nothing.
It needs that. Like, I was looking at this Razor and it's like, yeah, you got drums, you're moving it to
no, he has Yules. Okay,
that's fine. Okay, it's finished off Yules.
I was wondering why he needed double Staff of Wizardry for Yules. I was like, for Atos. That's not how Atos is built.
So I'll have a Rod of Atos soon. But they needed that catch desperately. It's something they've been lacking for sure. Tiny Blink, how far off is that? Must be getting close now. Good Fisher from Tim's.
And good Ice Breath as well from Whitemon.
Won't allow Cuckoo entry. But yeah, Tiny Blink timing. How are we looking? A minute away? 2 minutes away? He's got it. He's got it. Yeah, there we go. Right, this is go time, EVOS. You have to pivot.
This is time for you to get pick up. Now is when Tiny becomes from a hero that's okay into a really good pick-off machine.
Now he starts playing Dota too.
Exactly, yeah. He's been playing a different game until now.
So this is when they put their hand onto the handle of the window. They turn it a little bit. They crack the window open. If they can get a couple of kills, give time to this Naga Siren, but more importantly, slow the acceleration of TNC's Terrorblade and Sniper. EVOS have a chance. But very equally, TNC could, you know, slap their hand off the handle and say, nah, you're not opening that window.
Yeah, in this metaphor, TNC is your mother who's just turned on the air conditioning and she's super mad because you're wasting the money. So they're quickly trying to close that window. They have a really good team to do so as well, with Batter being able to get pickoffs that he doesn't really deserve, you know, just a quick lasso and essentially anything is dead. You were mentioning earlier the Tim's Earthshaker, and now obviously with the Tim's Blink Dagger. And Oracle also turns ganks or teamfights in general into a really difficult endeavor, because you either kill him first or you don't get to kill the enemy carry. So, you know, TNC is not in a bad position despite the fact that EVOS finally has their timings. And again, EVOS is still farming with the Naga Siren. They're still trying to get the Defusal Blade, which is the other timing as well, right? You need Monta-style Defusal. You might not want to use that tiny Blink Dagger just yet, and just wait for the damage of the Defusal Blade. And we are seeing that... I don't know if Lush is... Yeah, he seems to not be going for Atos anymore, at least swapping around his build into a pipe.
19-minute BKB on Terrorblade.
Wow.
So last game, we had an issue where... oh god, my memory... who had the magic damage? Was it Geek Fam, wasn't it? Yeah. Massive magic damage lineup.
Wait, we're gonna see a kill on the Oracle. It's actually very crucial if you want to get the subsequent kills afterwards.
I will see you.
Oh no, it was Boom. It was Boom that had the massive magic damage lineup, and then Fnatic were like, right, we have BKBs. And the game ended. Terrorblade is in a very similar position here. Massive magic damage from EVOS, very limited physical damage outside of, you know, the Naga Siren or a big static link from Razor. This is a good pick off if they can get it, but Cuckoo, he is ready. Finger on the trigger, gets the lasso, and Avil's gone. The chase is on. Sniper looking towards Jakiro. They've got a TP cancel if they want it. Picture's there.
So these kills, if anything, it's about slowing down EVOS' lineup, right? Closing that window, as you were saying.
Yep.
And now you manage to get TNC a bit more farming time. Perhaps even Roshan, it seems like they're going for it.
TNC have cut off EVOS' hands at this point, so opening the window is going to have to be done with their feet.
If a man can win at StarCraft with their feet, I think that opening a window is not...
To be fair, he had already won.
It was amazing, though.
And then he just puts his foot on the keyboard, and he was Zerg, right? And he was just spamming Zerglings with his big toe.
Yeah, but he was actually microing better than I can, playing StarCraft with his feet.
Pretty powerful.
Oh, that was a very bad flame break. Unfortunately, Pesaro gets the kill because of it.
The Razor BKB.
And that Razor BKB actually moves a lot. Oracle dies as well, but the Roshan died in the meantime.
Gabby's powerful here. Razor, you've got to be so careful.
But nice put stopping the sniper, and now the damage is sufficient to break his TP. And they're still looking for Gabby, who lost his BKB. 10-second BKB completely wasted.
Still though, Aegis goes the way of TNC.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And we'll have a deadball Edict now to keep pushing. This is actually a pretty good pick off the Razor got off. Yes, he lost the Roshan, but we were talking about this last game. Or yesterday, sorry.
Radiant's middle tower.
The first Roshan is not that important, honestly. You can lose that Aegis, a single Aegis, and don't even cheese. It's, especially 20 minutes in, it's more the gold and the tier 1, tier 2 taking that you can actually acquire with it. It's not a game-defining Roshan.
Pretty important on this Terrorblade, though, to, you know, be able to kind of play around with the Metamorphosis timing. You know, with this Aegis, he can split push much more aggressively with that safety net of the Aegis. You've got heroes like Bat and Oracle, who, even Earthshaker, all three of these heroes, the supporting trio, basically act as another safety net for this Terrorblade with the saves and the... I want to say Batroid is like an aggressive saver. So's the Earthshaker, these teamfight flip abilities where you can blink Lasso or blink Echo Slam to take and divert the attention away from your Terrorblade and onto something else. Gabby has so many ways to stay alive and pump out that physical damage, which they desperately require.
Yeah, they definitely do. And now, we'll see if TNC wants to do something with that Aegis or just completely ignore it. Ignore it, which is like you were mentioning, yes, it does allow you, that gives you a second life, but at the same time, it does also allow you to just play much safer than you want to. Right?
I think if they take top tier, like top and mid tier 2s,
that's nice, yeah.
That's perfect for them. They don't, like, bottom lane dire side is trash. It's absolutely unimportant to take the tier 1, tier 2 bottom lane. Very often nowadays we see in pro games, 20-25 minutes in, towers are still alive because they don't mean a whole heck of a lot in terms of map control, in terms of Roshan taking objectives. Yeah, these two bottom tier ones.
I mean, this is the worst tower in the game. I don't understand the purpose of this tower. They often just forget about it.
Yeah, like it defends your triangle. That's pretty much the
sort of right. It gives you the vision so you can TP to the shrine more safely.
Like if it defended the 2 spires, you know, the 2 high ground warding spots on that side of the map, then maybe that tier 1 will be more effective. But there's, you know, 2 or 3 entry points into that area exactly where you're looking now.
Yeah.
Did I just hear a BKB? It was a razor.
It was a stable current.
Okay.
I mean, actually,
Getting old. My ears are playing tricks on me.
on that point, like, I find the Radiant offlane tower is also not that great, but it's definitely better than Dire offlane. Dire offlane, you were mentioning this yesterday, like, this is actually one of the most dangerous areas in the map.
Yeah.
Like, this area, there's so many entry points you can go through, and the tower damage is not that relevant. You're very bothered by it. It's just a TP point, really. And since the shrine will be alive as long as you don't take a tier 3, it doesn't really matter, because you will always have this TP point anyway.
Pretty much.
So
A razor medal. Oh my goodness.
I mean, this is the poor man's razor. Oh, actually, blink medallion. I didn't notice this blink.
So his goal is to jump the sniper. Sniper's itemization. What does he have now? What has he moved into on Armel? Yeah, okay, he's got the pike. So he's got Mom and Pike. He's already, and Maelstrom. Jeez Louise. He's already set. So Razor has to BKB and blink onto the sniper, who has Hurricane Pike already. With the save of, again, with the save of Oracle, Earthshaker, and Batrider around. And they rely so heavily, EVOS, on this Naga Song setup with the Jakiro Leshrac combo to get the magic damage in. But right now, they just have to dodge fights. They know fighting into TB Aegis is not a reasonable expectation for the next couple of minutes, so they'll just give up these Tier 1, Tier 2 bot. The Tier 2 top did already fall. It looks like TNC don't feel safe going for that middle Tier 2 with the multiple angles of attack that EVOS could launch upon them. And now we get back into the waiting game for Roshan. EVOS need that Roshan to keep themselves in the game and try to push high ground here, as they do capture a good portion of the map in the northern side.
It's quite huge that they can actually take a tier 2. I mean, if they can keep pushing this, but are you gonna try to counter push a Terrorblade? I don't know, that's an easy idea. Yeah, you can actually trade here. Terrorblade will trade much better than you can.
Is that glyph? Dire has no glyph.
Nope.
That's a tier 3.
That's tier 3. That's a free tier 3 as well. And at least, like, they're trading for a tier 2. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Wow. That is depressing. I mean, not like the trade would have helped you much there. It's still terrible, but...
And now that whole thing with the shrines that we're talking about, this portion of the map belongs to TNC. And they can take out the, northwestern shrine on the Dire side as well to remove that Roshan TP point for EVOS. But out they come with a smoke. Roshan timer, how are we looking? There we go. Aegis is reclaimed. So this is what they're looking for. They're looking for that Aegis timing. They'll catch out Tim's mid. Not the ideal target. They would have loved to find that TB as the Aegis expired. Unfortunately for EVOS, they only get the Earthshaker. They might get AU here on the way out, though.
They have blink on. Yeah, they should be able to. That's okay. They killed the Oracle in time. AU does use the false promise, but the damage should be sufficient. They're actually going to cancel the TP anyway, so you're going to blow up in our face. AU. Yeah, there's no way surviving this. They actually just leave him be. I actually want to see, is it possible? Yeah, I can. Right? That's summer. How much damage did he take?
More than the HP he had.
More than the HP he had. A considerable amount. 950 physical damage. But somehow... 280 pure... Oh, wow, that's actually not that much. I was expecting much more. I don't know if that's bugged actually with the false promise though, to be honest. Well, we will be watching TNC trying to defend these towers from the EVOS advances. And EVOS has managed to hold their ground until now. They still have the Song of the Siren to help them out, and of course they have a Heart of Tarask as well to make sure that they stay strong. TNC will continue to push out will continue to format these lanes and just get the items necessary to withstand these team fights. Not too concerned as long as EVOS don't propose anything. They've taken a tier 3 themselves. They'll also be looking ideally to take the shrine for Roshan domination, take it away from EVOS. But EVOS has finally come to their own. They have a Naga Siren that's farmed enough. She should have an impact. And this build in the Razor is only concentrated on one hero, and that makes it quite easier to actually use. Because Razor at this point would usually start to fall off. But instead, they have a Razor whose only goal is to murder the sniper. And that's actually not really a problem. Faithhunter can just jump onto him with a Blink Dagger. He has a BKB to make sure that nobody can cancel it, and the sniper is going to be in a pickle. The Hurricane Pike can help, sure, but it's not going to be enough to outrun a Razor who's already really, really fast. And all he needs is a way to close that gap relatively close or relatively fast. The passive game might actually not be hurting EVOS that much right now, as Terrorblade will become much more powerful in the hyper late game. Right now, him and Naga are relatively even.
I'm pretty sure no one can hear that noise.
I don't know what you're talking about. What noise?
Whew.
Yeah.
Nothing we can do.
It's okay.
Radiant's middle tower
Right,
is
where
under
were we?
attack.
We're
I went
watching-
AFK for 2 minutes.
It's okay, we didn't miss anything. This game has been just a farm fest the whole time.
Naga is now up at the top, though.
It is, but she's always been at the top this whole time. Like, she's been kind of battling with Terrorblade. The difference between them is negligible. You really have... The issue here is, I do not think Naga is better than Terrorblade in the late game. I don't care what Song and Siren you have. It's just not good enough. The idea here that EVOS has to do is get a Song and Siren set up for the sniper, kill the sniper first in the teamfight using the Razor only, and then use the Tiny Jakiro to control the Terrorblade to some degree. Lashrock has fallen off too much, going for the double blink dagger, classic build, and with that, sorry. With the blink dagger that he's gonna get, he should be able to also close the gap easier against the Terrorblade. And
He's been listening to Jakiro too much.
he should be able to.
You know, Ogre and Jakiro, they got into his head. You know, 2 heads are better than 1. And he's like, oh,
Yeah,
2 blinks must be better than 1.
Oh yeah. Obviously, these stack, right? Like, you can do a double blink. It's fantastic.
It's like when you put down 2 sentries by accident. You tell yourself you did it on purpose because it gives double true sight.
Oh yeah, so you can see, like, you can see the particles in the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
See everything. You can see Slark through Shadow Dance.
Yeah, it's the same reason. It's exactly. Many people don't know that, actually. So that's a really good tip. You should actually just post it on Reddit.
Just double sentry, guys. Easy win.
That's why nobody plays Slark.
Exactly, that's why no one plays it's not a hero anymore. Because you can just double sentry.
Double sentry countered by 200 gold. The EVOS team right now is just playing really passively. I don't know what to say. I'm very surprised with this. This happens a lot. Like, screw this game right now. This happens a lot to EVOS as a whole. They keep playing these drafts that are supposed to be quick to some degree, and then they play quite passively. Not necessarily now. Now they're actually just playing safely to not lose the game in one quick, swift team fight.
It feels very much that TNC are forcing them to do this, though. You know, splitting the map,
That's true.
the bat, the TB, even Earthshaker. Tim's is playing out on the extreme parts of the map, pushing and shoving out these waves pretty effectively. Whereas EVOS are trying to deal with it, you know, coming back to top lane to TP and defend. This Naga Siren is having to swing from lane to lane like a bloody Tarzan to try and deal with these creep waves. So they don't have the opportunity to really catch TNC, because that's ideally what EVOS are looking for, right? Is a 5v5 head-on clash where EVOS have the vision advantage, so they can Song set up with a Jakiro combo. But if they don't have that sort of, you know, meeting of the 2 teams in the map somewhere, then they can't have that team fight until Roshan has spawned. Of course, now both squads going to be looking to contest that pit, and this is the perfect time for EVOS to set up for one of these fights, but TNC have preempted the maneuver, already smoked, half duration remaining on it, and they are looking for a target. Orange jumps forward, there's Cuckoo getting the grab. Quick and easy kills, they blow up Whitemon.
Goodbye combo.
I don't know if that's... Yeah, they can't Roshan off the back of that. If it was any other kill, potentially they go into the pit and take Roshan down themselves, but they want to push that mid-tier 2 and maybe try and force something else.
What to point out actually about the combo you're talking about, there's one small issue with this ideal combo, which is that because of how Dota works, you should always be able to activate BKB before the Ice Path actually stuns you out of the Song and Siren. So that means that Terrorblade always has an escape mechanism, and Sniper will eventually get BKB as well. Oh, he has BKB, so
Yes,
yeah.
exactly, yeah.
So they both can get out of the combo if you get even the best Ice Path in the world. It doesn't matter.
So you have to catch Oracle at some point. I feel.
But then your combo is useless, and that's what it comes to, right? The damage that Naga and Razor can do is not sufficient. You can definitely kill a sniper, but killing the Terrorblade is a bit of a tall order, especially as Naga.
So that means you need a static link into Song.
You need a static link into Song, which then probably toss the sniper away, or toss the Oracle, or kill the Oracle in the process after the Song.
Have a toss the Oracle, try and kill him off. I don't know. Again, speaking like I did at the end of the draft, it's also finicky. It's also difficult to execute. We look very often at these drafts and these teams, and we say, right, they've got an easy execute to draft, a draft that is easy to execute. Sorry, my brain's lagging, guys. they just go from point A to B to C. It's systematic, algorithmic almost, which TNC have. They've got a Terrorblade and a Sniper. Their timings coincide very nicely. They have the catch and they have the counter initiation through Bat and Earthshaker one by one. And of course the save from Oracle. Everything slots into place. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. You know what pieces go where. Whereas EVOS, there are so many moving parts. It's like a Swiss clock. And there's no way you can, like, if a part of it breaks and you don't know which part does what, it's impossible.
There's a reason
you can't,
the whole industry is going out of business.
You can't put it back together.
It's really unreliable. It's just too hard. You need master crafters to be able to build them, and I think Jakiro's going to die again. Oh, is this going to be the part of the Swiss clock that breaks? Yeah, and you know the best part? They actually didn't even dispel the full smoke. I don't know what Whitemon is doing there, by the way. Completely
Scouting.
alone. Not scouting.
He's giving vision.
He's giving vision. Yeah, I mean, he at least pushes the lane, though, which, okay, I do know what he was doing. He's pushing the lane and farming, but it's still not the greatest play. You have to be really careful when you depend so much on the Jakiro. So much on the Jakiro. And...
Are you okay? What's wrong?
I made the mistake of reading the chat, and that's just some of the comments people make, man. You guys are very funny. You guys are very funny. I'm sorry. Lasso will pick up the Tiny here. And that's Vlaiko. That's really big, actually, because he's the only guy that can actually stun for the BKB pseudo with a toss. And they're actually going to catch Nagasarn as well. How is she there? Team, where is team? Why is Nagasarn alone? Razor does his job of killing the sniper, so congratulations. You fulfilled your role of sniper killer. But in exchange, you might be losing your life. Facehugger, they're just waiting for the BKB to expire. Fissures in the ready, facing you to make sure that he doesn't get any damage. And, okay, now they're continuing. Nagasarn actually had to buy back to this, but they might be able to pull this fight away. Because now the song, reflection into all the illusions. Look at all those riptides go! But Terrorblade stuck in the ice path. Finally, the song to reset the team fight. Do they have any setup here?
So many buybacks.
They're waiting for the ice path. The TP comes in from the Oracle. They're just moving away. Avil in a really terrible position. Just went out to the Terrorblade alone. Sniper should have the range to kill him. One last hit. You'll scepter it away, but Gabi's coming after you, buddy. And he's gonna go down. And now Whitemon is the target. He's going to be killed off as well.
Razor is alone now.
As a Razor behind, hoping to get away. Gets the TP
assassinate?
Off. No assassinate.
Tim's nearly.
Does he have the assassinate with the... Yeah, he did go for the cast time.
How many buybacks? Can you just bring up the buybacks? So we had a lot. 6 buybacks, not 7 buybacks. Naga, Jakiro, Lash, Earthshaker, Oracle, Sniper. So pretty even across the board buyback-wise, but a lot of gold lost by EVOS as they did bleed out as the fight ended around that Radiant Shrine. And Roshan's still alive. That Terrorblade just stood his ground, though, and absolutely mauled them. They don't have Song anymore, so they don't have that perfect setup into the combo. Skadi now done for TB, as Metamorphosis should be coming up again, I feel, in the next 20 seconds or so.
Yeah.
40 seconds, okay, a bit longer than I expected.
No, but okay, lasso. If you catch the Razor, though, that means the Sniper will be free to do whatever he wants. That's not the best lasso, though, because Gabby just wants to hit him. Oh my god, Gabby just got kited by his own team. That's not the goal, but Sniper keeps hitting Facehugger and manages to get that kill regardless. Song on Siren a bit too late.
Sniper?
Oh! Sniper was dancing prematurely. Yeah, that's gonna be punished pretty hard. Reflection to help him out, but it's just not good enough.
The lag when Reflection's used is pretty insane.
It is.
Toss comes through, the false promise of the Tim as he gets the Echo down. And Terrorblade starts to go to work onto this Nagasarn, but Jakiro's here with the Ice Path to slow him down. And Avil, he's completely out of mana, so there is no continuation of damage. Battle Rider chasing. Nagasarn is caught. And Snare, can you run away? Can you get out of there? No, Wonderkid barely getting into the river and sliding away as that illusion does time out from the Reflection, but Terrorblade goes to work on the Facehugger now. Razor yet again left all alone. No paddle.
Oh, there's the Flame Break bringing Facehugger back, and Cuckoo wants to continue this. Yule Scepter stops Cuckoo entirely. Gabby as well, just looking for a kill. Metamorphosis still has half duration left. They should be able to kill Whitemon, just decimated here. But Wonderkid, in your dream, wants to fight this till the end, not realizing this is a Terrorblade we're talking about. He hits pretty hard. Has to be saved in the end because the Lash stuns him. And they gain enough time for the Sniper to not have to waste... Oh, he hasn't had that, sorry. For the Sniper to come back and help them again.
He's dead for so long.
He is dead for so long. 50 more seconds, and the Sniper will come back. But the fact that they kill the Razor means they can't really fight anyway, so it's not that big a deal.
They can't Roche off the back of it. That Metamorphosis and the double damage rune, Gabby would have loved to pop into that Roche pit. Are they still going to consider? Yeah, the double damage is there. They're considering it. They're going into the pit.
It's not a bad idea to go for that Roshan.
Can EVOS get here in time? I mean, there's no Razor for 70 seconds, no Jakiro, but Tiny, Lesh, and Naga Siren are all readily available. But it looks like Roshan very likely has already been given up and forfeited to this TNC side.
We'll take that Roshan quickly. With Gabby getting the Aegis. No problem there. Honestly, EVOS kind of contested that. There was no way that was a safe place. I'm glad they didn't go and play suicidally. But then again,
see, for me, it's one of those playing to win versus playing to not lose kind of situations. Where I feel like if you give this Aegis over to the Terrorblade, well, it's Aegis cheese now, right? Second Roche?
Yeah.
Yeah. You give it to TNC, and this is a win condition. Literally a win condition. 40 seconds until meta. They're going to shove high ground. Having already taken that bottom lane completely, they're looking for a second one. Whereas EVOS, even if they just snatch the Aegis or delay the Roshan being taken, force TNC out of the pit, just by losing a Tiny or losing a Lesh, I think it's perfectly reasonable to slow or delay that Aegis grab from TNC, which, you know, allows them to stay in the game.
See, with the reflection is being very effective on stopping the Naga movement, so at least, you know, the Gabi managed to find a niche against this Naga Siren. And like you were mentioning, it is true this could be the win condition for them. Raining Courier back. EVOS manages to defend the high ground for now, but they have lost these bottom lane racks, so it's not like this defense is that powerful anyway. They're going to go for a potential Song initiation. It seems like Naga is leading. Song, charge, no. Avalanche is dead. Sniper is able to get away with a Hurricane Pike.
Blink Echo's coming.
Blink Echo is coming. You have it ready. Jakiro will dive first because always in the wrong position. Activates the BKB just to dispel that snare.
That timing on the Manta style to get away from Lasso.
Yeah,
really nicely
good.
done by In Your Dream. The Wonder Kid showing why he is named as such. Losing your Jakiro again doesn't feel atrocious. You do keep the Radiant side away from your base for now.
I mean, you do have a lot of ways to elongate the game, but this reminds me of the Warriors game and Unity game, or really any game that I've casted with Naga Siren. It's just
delaying the inevitable.
Delaying the inevitable. You know, people complain about techies, but nobody talks about this this hero, this singing menace. You know, Naga Siren single-handedly ruined the music for me. For my life. Every time I hear someone sing, I just get to...
I hate music now because of a hero in a video game.
Yeah, that sounds like a reasonable thing to say.
Do you listen to yourself talk?
No, because I put earplugs to the Song of the Siren. Now you're not hearing what I'm saying.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
She's deafened me now.
She has, exactly. So it's annoying because I don't think EVOS actually has the easiest of... I don't think they have much of a chance to actually come back, so...
I mean, I've been saying this game is over for like the past 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Honestly, I mentally checked out a while ago. No, I'm just kidding. There is a chance. I'm just repeating myself. Like there is a chance, but it's the same chance. Like they don't have multiple avenues of aggression or defense, right? It is always the same thing. If they can blink static blink and then they get the Song of the Siren and the Jakiro combo, cool. If they can blink Avalanche toss the Oracle, cool. But every single cog needs to work into place perfectly for them to even have a chance in this game. Never mind win the game. Now maybe they can take the Aegis up the Terrorblade, but that's not an ideal target to go on.
Yeah, he's not even... Yeah, look at that. There's active BKB. Who cares?
So that's Song expended. That's
Song gone.
That's your...
Oh, look at that wombo combo.
That's... Yeah. I mean... Start waving the white flags, EVOS.
Right. I can't see.
You're not on camera, mate.
I am mentally checked out. It's the Naga. It's killing me.
Are you ready to rubble?
You know what? I never knew that was actually what I really just thought he said rumble.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I get the pun now.
Are you ready to rumble?
Rumble. Clever Dota people. Claps. It's unfortunate because it's not like EVOS is playing badly. It's just you just draft yourself into a hole every single game. I don't think EVOS is actually that bad in terms of the playstyle. They've actually been pretty consistent. They haven't made many misplays either. It's really just the drafting.
Did you know that the Eye of Skadi was guarded by the Azure Dragons? Most ancient creeps have high magic resistance. It can be much less efficient to kill them with spells compared to other neutral creeps. Yeah, click next. During Oracle's false promise, the overheard
Oh, the overheard
orb. So make sure you listen
like
to
the nosy neighbor.
you listen to the orb. The overhead orb will be red if the target has taken lethal damage and is predicted to die when the effect expires.
Huh.
It is not Roshan time, Gabby. He still has ages, doesn't he?
I actually legitimately wasn't aware of this.
Oh, really? It turns into a flame.
I've never.
So there are two
seen it
icons.
change.
There's, you know the ball that Oracle holds?
Yeah, no, I know.
There's that above it, but there's also a flame that appears if they're going to die.
Huh.
It's a similar thing with the OD Astral, right? There's the timer that you can...
That's incredibly powerful, so you know exactly when your carry's going to
kinda.
That's... it doesn't seem... Okay.
Yeah.
That seems pretty strong to me. I thought it was just guess, and you have to just heal as much as you could.
Nope. You can judge pretty effectively.
That explains why... I thought pro players were just genuinely calculating the damage in their head. Oh, that's really impressive. They're keeping you just barely alive, just using the exact amount of tools.
They know.
I mean, I guess that most of Oracle's the healing is over time, right? So it's still difficult to be able to tell exactly.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming the orb turns red until the healing comes in. So even if you have healing predicted during the false promise, it doesn't matter. Right?
I don't understand.
So like if I have like...
Let's move on.
Please, I need to know. I thought you were going to teach me. The whole chat was saying 7K teaching the 1K.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's become a meme.
So, wait, we are the 7K together, right?
I'm not 1.5K. I don't know what to tell you, man. I've been playing Dota for 10 years, Gareth.
Only 10?
I don't think Dota's been on for that long.
Ah,
I'm actually...
It's like 14 years now.
Never mind, not 10. I played it since I played it for 12 now. Not 14 years, more than that, though. I played it...
Dota, I mean, Dota...
I'm assuming Dota 1. I'm saying Dota 1.
Yeah, I mean, Dota 1, since Dota 1 has been like 14 and a half, like, it's under 15 years for sure.
Yeah?
Unless you count, like, Aeon of Strife or the...
No, not Aeon of Strife.
Like, the actual, like, Dota...
I hate when people say that, by the way, because nobody played Aeon of Strife. They were clearly not...
I mean, I did.
But it was not one of the popular games.
No. I mean, I played 3 Corridors and D-Day and all those stuff.
But what was the bunker one I always remember about?
The bunker one?
The one that you constantly spawned Marines. It turned to footies later in Warcraft 3.
Footman Wars?
No, but it wasn't Footman Wars.
Oh, I didn't play it in StarCraft.
You never played in StarCraft? Wait, did you play Aeon of Strife in Warcraft?
No, I played Aeon of Strife in StarCraft.
Oh, right, okay. There was a...
I played Warcraft 3, like, original mods, and, like, the normal, actual base game. And then we played 3 Corridors and D-Day, and we went back to Aeon of Strife to see what it was like.
Okay. I thought you meant 3 Corridors and D-Day were just mods in StarCraft that I never heard of.
Oh no, they were mods in Warcraft 3 that were based on Aeon of Strife. They were like they were some of the precursors to Dota 2. They're the 3 lanes, basically.
Yeah, okay.
Pick a hero, you got 3 lanes, go down. And we started rambling because this game feels...
Well, they got the Naga though. She has Song
toss.
And actually they could win this game. Look at Facehugger go. Lyko might be dead, but Facehugger might kill Armel. No.
Trouble is there is a Gabby in this game.
Facehugger realizes that you can't kill the Terrorblade. Song of Siren does nothing as Gabby thinks, well, I'll just kill the Naga then.
Wide Mon, Ice Path.
There's a Macapire and Ice Path, but Gabby doesn't get touched by either, so he's perfectly fine. And now Rune or Wonderkin and Assassinate kills him off.
Okay, Naga buys back. Cool.
Naga does buy back, but she has no song. Leshrac could be in trouble, but instead Batter is going for a much more valuable Facehugger, who is now at the mercy of Gabby. And there goes Facehugger, who's gonna hug the grave instead.
Look at AU chasing, by the way.
Yeah, because AU is stronger.
What a baller.
And now they're able to take a tower. I mean, I guess you wait for Metamorphosis again. So they managed to defend again. It's not bad for EVOS, but you lost the Naga buyback, you lost the Razor as a whole. So it's still not a win for you. Or at least... This is one of those principles, right, where... You know that when they built an AI and they played Tetris, when it was about to lose, the AI would just pause the game indefinitely.
Oh, really?
Because the AI was just taught not to lose, right?
Not to lose, yeah.
Because that's the goal of Tetris. So this is the case in Dota. Like, the Naga's telling you, you don't lose, so you're never going to win, but at least I'm not losing. So just pause the game indefinitely with your song.
There's a pretty cool list of all those, you know, AIs being told to do something and they find dumb glitches to, like, get away from it.
Oh,
like there's some, like, you know, fishing game where they're told to try and catch the heaviest fish and they just catch like 1,000 small fish and add them all up and think, I did it! Yay!
When they were making the surgery AI, they had a lot of trouble teaching the AI that the human had to be alive at the end of the surgery. Just do the surgery and be like, well, I did it! I replaced the liver with its new liver. The human's bleeding to death, but I don't know if that's a matter.
I accomplished my goal.
Exactly. That's why robots will eventually take over. It's not because they're gonna, do an apocalypse. They'll just be screwing up with these glitches.
They just have no morals.
Exactly, killing us by accident.
It was your own damn fault.
As someone says, was it Dr. Manhattan says, chemically, a dead human and a live human were very similar,
Oh yeah?
No, not true. That's actually that's not true scientifically at all. But he does say that. It is a quote. So there's that.
Okay.
Because when you die, you stop, doing everything a human does. So I would assume that makes a bit of a difference in your body.
Yeah. A little bit.
Just a small,
Tiny,
difference.
yeah.
But conscience is subjective.
Last chance. The smoke has to get them kills on the TV, the sniper, and more. If EVOS want a chance in this one, they go high ground blind up into the TV. It's a big reflection. He pops his BKB. Full retreat now for EVOS as they lose the Jakiro. Has buyback available, but there's the Blink Lasso onto the Razor. Terrorblade will rip him to shreds. Song delays the death of Facehugger. Assassinate doesn't quite finish him off now as the Song slow down Cuckoo. And Gabby allows the TP out. This is still TNC front foot forward, marching towards the Dire base.
I'm not liking this people. I have not 1.5k. I don't know how to tell.
3.5k both caster. Yeah, 1v1 me, dude.
Yeah, I'll 1v1 anyone in this chat. Meet me after. I'll 1v all of you.
Oh dear. Now that's a challenge that I'm not willing to stand up to.
I don't mind, man. Like he's been sundered and killed off. Gabby will take down the melee racks now. Finally. He's tired of these drillings ruining his game. He wants to end it.
Now have mega creeps.
Make the drilling stop.
Please make the drilling stop. And that, everyone's reached finally level 25s on TNC. I actually want to look at the levels for a second. Nobody in level 25s on EVOS. The 3 cores though on TNC have actually pretty huge. We went for the Thunder cooldown on Terrorblade. Sniper went for that extra sharpness charges. Wow. Forget is such a ridiculous talent, +6. And then Bad Rider for the Firefly duration. And now you have Mega Creeps. There's just an endless winning by TNC. Was there any point where EVOS... Well, how do I bring up the graphs yet? Was there ever a point where EVOS was winning? And the answer is no. And the graph proves it. It's just unfortunate.
Where's the win percentage graph?
I actually don't have a hotkey for that because I hate that graph.
Oh. Do you actually not have a hotkey at all?
No.
Damn.
Why would I have that graph?
It's important.
It's only for memes.
It's very important.
Have you heard me this guy? I'm professional.
Very important.
I never deviate from Dota or talking about
it's not. I'm going to tell you now. It's 99% to 1%.
No, that's my vision one.
Is it maybe it's the default one?
What's the default?
F7, F8, F9, F number?
Oh, these still work for vision. Oh,
nope. Not that one.
It's to make stats.
No, you don't have it then. Well, that's a screenshot. I don't want that. Right, give up now.
There's nothing.
No contest on Roshan, so we've got tons of beautiful little things for TNC. Aegis Cheese, Refresher Shard, so Tim's potentially here with the double Echo Slam. No? They're giving it to Gabby, I guess, with the double BKB.
Yeah, I can see that.
Double meta.
Double meta as well, yeah. This might be just the last team fight. Who the H went for Sniper. Who got the Cheese? Air Shaker. Yeah, I can see that. At this point, it's not like EVOS has ever even come close to killing you, right? I'm actually kind of curious later if when we do the beautiful camera show to show off our production, check out the stats about, how many people EVOS killed.
16.
Who died? That was wrong. You know what I was trying to say. Gee. Alright.
Here comes endgame.
I'm not gonna play with that. Gabby will start to think.
What were you thinking about spoiling?
I was thinking about it. I did not watch. I hate. Anyway, I'm not gonna say that because challenge murder.
You hate superheroes? That's pathetic.
I hate that they save people. That's the worst part. Just wish they let them die. Terrorblade will take the tier 4s, and EVOS is just doing nothing again. Now the initiation is actually from the bat, able to kill a Razor in time. He has no buyback because he's safe for it. He has 22 gold away from the buyback. Nagasong comes, but there's no Razor helping out. Macro Paralysis was dropped. Ice Path, and this time it will stun the Terrorblade because he has no BKB to activate in his backpack. But they control the Naga again with an Echo Slam. The GG will come out, and EVOS finally gives up. Unfortunately, a long game where EVOS was unable at any point to, well, do what they want. wanted to do, which is early. The small window of opportunity is so small that it wouldn't be allowed in a Japanese hotel.
That game was over 25 minutes in.